Splash.
Y'all already know what type of shit I'm on.
Y'all already know what time this shit is. Fuck the motherfucking nonsense. Smack a nigga with a palm fist. Knock his iPhone out his hand. Drop his sun kiss, I'm on mix. Walking red, this a Glock 40 on it, but it's a 9 in the head. It shoot both of them. I be having modified guns. Transform some Decepticon. Every day I'm walking with a weapon on. Stepping on Louis, Gooey, whatever that is. TSL business sauce Walka, I been that kid. That did, made a couple million off of that bitch. What's her name? Don't matter, nigga, motherfuck the fame. My bitch not Rihanna, but these platinum dollars. Put her on the billboard, shit solve your problems. The bitch is a genie, you are just a weenie. Maybach truck 21, that's how you seen it. Chrome heart beanie, but I ain't got no love. Trap house after close, we ain't got no drugs. That's how my chest is. Headshot everything in the car. Fuck some Bessies, backflip, kick martial law. Off a tech in, a web in. Niggas better duck when I step in. God here, sit down in church and stand in God fear, respect, nigga. It's TSL out that check, nigga. I have a crib with a 30C, walk your neck, nigga. Walk in the game and still a vet, nigga. I done made some broke niggas rich up in the jets, nigga. Real life. Tell me what that struggle feel like. Street so cold, popsicles don't wanna feel ice. Street so cold, throw some shooting dice. Hit him with the nitrogen, he never saw his wife again. He like to win, but be with losers. You wanna play with Tim Duncan or Carlos Bruiser? Like a heater, I maneuver through the haystack. Since way back, since 8 tracks, my mama been breaking tricks for 8 racks. Seen so many musclehead niggas shot in the 8-pack. Trying to be Damien, won't never lift a weight again. Don't shake the pen and die free. That these little niggas ain't got nothing for grease. A lot of the lives is weak when that heat come out. What you thinking that them wolves when that heat come out? The I receive make my beats come out. Sauce walking in this city and the streets come out.
The streets come out. Listen, man.
Hold on, just
you
for the
said
record.
The streets is coming out.
No, just for the record, he asked me a question in the middle of the rap, and I want to play with Tim Duncan. I don't want to play no fucking Carlos.
Exactly.
Listen,
who you
man.
want to play with, man? Tim Duncan?
Listen, man.
Carlos Bruiser.
This boy, man.
You tell me.
Listen, man. You're now tuned into $1 million worth of game.
Yeah, so
listen, man, we got Texas in the building, Houston, that is.
Oh,
they in the building, Sauce Walka. I'm talking about
drip, splash.
Listen, man, it's going down. He went in. But listen, man, we gonna get straight to it, man. Sauce, man. Before we get to it, go ahead, man. Tell them who we bring this in with.
The kid that did, man. Sauce Walka, the Sauce Talker, the Splasher, the McDasser, that made the bread come faster from here to Alaska. Extra pastor, the master. It's the kid that did, the one that didn't. The reason why the Sauce word was written. OE, Splash, Drip, Sauce Walka, TSL business. You know what I'm saying? The preacher, the teacher. You know what I mean? OE.
We in the building, Houston. Tell them who this presented by, Gil. Let's get this.
Man, this presented by the one and only, man, $1 million worth of game, man. Your boy Wallow, if you don't know, and my boy Spilly Gilly, straight out of Philly. Don't leave something silly for really. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? We doing this for the streets. We doing this for the youth. We doing these people that want to learn the truth. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get some education for the rest of the nation through this conversation.
That's what it's about, man.
Who else we got in the building, man? The president.
Maserati J.A.
The president, baby.
The president,
man, up in the house, man. I'm up in here just supporting the sauce, man, dripping the sauce. I'm out of California. That's where my brother found me at. But guess what? I'm in Texas and we dripping real hard. So
this episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. Now, today we gonna do a little something different. New Amsterdam Vodka is introducing Wild Card. You hear me? Look at that. 8-ounce can, the first canned beverage that New Amsterdam Vodka has ever distributed. It's right here, Wild Card, and it's made with real vodka. We not playing no games, okay? There's not no artificial shit going on. No, this is made with real vodka, and it come in 3 flavors. Original hard lemonade, classic hard punch, and this right here, lemon hard tea. Yeah, look at it. 8 ounces. Look at it. Real vodka. Look at it. Wild Card. When you out and about, wherever you at your local liquor store or wherever they sell New Amsterdam vodka, make sure you pick you up some. I promise you, you will not be disappointed. Try all 3 flavors. Give all 3 flavors a try. Figure out which one you like the best. This right here is the lemon hard tea. I think I'm about to crack this open and see what it's about. All right.
Can I shout out to New Amsterdam Gin one time? I want to shout out New Amsterdam Gym, man. I appreciate y'all. They gave me one of my first rap checks back in the day when they first started out, man. Shout out to New Amsterdam Gym. When they came to Houston back in the day, they was working with this DJ coalition called the Go DJs, DJ High C. I made a song for them back in the day, man. It's dope to see them doing their thing. That's dope.
See, y'all broke bread with Sauce
early
back
in the game.
day, you know?
And I was young. I was a young boy too, man. About 18, 17, one of them.
Talk to him, Sauce. Which, you know, I know it's a lot going on.
Absolutely.
Speak on whatever you want to speak on.
I mean, you know, I'm just here, you know what I'm saying, to be a good representation of, you know what I'm saying, young black entrepreneurship, you know what I'm saying, intelligence, strategy, you know, mastery of the internet, understanding social media and how to utilize it to, you know, generate not only generational wealth, but also residual income and passive income for myself and everybody around me through music and just through, you know, monetization and social media marketing.
Now, let me just say this,
That's
right?
what I do.
You got 13 motherfucking foreign cars.
Nah, for sure. Nah. Listen.
I'm just keeping it real because let me tell you something. I know niggas that know niggas. Yeah, me, and I had to call down to Houston. I said, let me ask y'all a question. Y'all cool with Sauce? Yeah, that's my man. I know it. Listen, man, I mean foreign cars that nigga got. Nigga said 13, man.
Yeah.
I said, what the? I said 13.
About one or two off.
About 1 or 2 off. So is it 12 or 14?
For sure, without a question of a doubt, we 13 cars over $200,000, or at least over $150 to $500,000 for sure.
What's your favorite car? Cause I done seen fucking all types of Rolls Royces with pink seats. Yeah. I done seen you take a Rolls Royce apart in the fucking parking lot.
Yeah, for shit show.
Just to prove a point. Like I was like,
because they had to know, because I thought it was a game.
I'll be personally, I was cracking the fuck out. I said, this is the craziest nigga that I ever seen in my life. He fucked up a $400,000 car.
Yeah, I was tripping about that.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's one of them old hood sayings they know it's renting when you do whatever in it. You know what I mean? So they know when you destroy a car and take it all the way apart and then reassemble the inside and redo the leather, and we talking $30,000, $40,000 leather that already come from Rolls Royce. It's kind of like a disrespect or a disgrace to, you know, undo their perfection, but it didn't match the color scheme and, you know, what I represent. You know, all my cars is pink. Everything about me, you know what I'm saying, has a sense to it. It represents something, you know. And I'm a lot of the different artists in my label all got different colors that represent them and like through jewelry. You know what I'm saying? I represent this pink shit because that's where it all came from the womb. You know what I'm saying? The womb changed my life. When I was born.
Now, I definitely want to get into, you know, the label, the artist,
Absolutely.
how you handle business because you're not on a major label. No. You got your own thing going on.
Independent.
But before you get into that, describe Houston to the world. What is it about Houston that make it a special place?
Man, Houston is like a place that got the pride in the hip hop culture of a New York that dates obviously not as far back as New York, because New York is the mecca of hip hop and that's where it started. But from the very beginning, whenever New York made hip hop a way of life for black people around the world, Houston picked up on it immediately. So like from way back in the 80s, even before I was born, early 80s, like right when it first popped off, the Rap-A-Lots came about and the Screwed Up Cliques came about and things like that. DJ Screw used to come to New York to go to the DJ championships that they used to have out here. He went against the greats like the Funk Master Flexes and Grandmaster Flashes and things like that. They would have DJ championship outside here, and DJ Screw won two of those tournaments out here in New York.
Rest in peace to DJ Screw.
Yeah, so you know, like we got the history, you know, of hip hop going way back then with the Ghetto Boys and the Suave Houses and the Screwed Up Cliques and all up into the Switch Houses and things like that. And then also as well, you have the rich culture and lifestyle of the people in Houston. Houston has always been a place where black people and just people of the urban culture, whether you black or not, Hispanic, we all make a lot of money and we all are integrated in with each other. Like we all grow up in the same communities, the same ghettos, the same hoods, eat the same food. We use the same slang and terminology with each other, and it has the excitement and it has the fun and the constant activity and the beautiful women of a Miami. But these are black women with the Beyonce body, you know, like the whole BBL thing is like a new discovered item to the rest of the world. We grew up like that. Like we grew up with women having zero waistline with a huge butt and nice voluptuous breasts. We grew up with women like that our whole life. Women being thick and voluptuous and beautiful, like that's been since the beginning of time. Houston has just been one of those places in the middle of America that's at the bottom of the South where we touch. Everybody culture, we a hub. Like everybody, you have to go to New York at one point in time in life. You have to come to California at one point in time in life. You have to come to Texas at one point in time in life if you're doing good, great, incredible things in some way. In entertainment, music, women, something in life, business is gonna bring you into Houston. So we have. It's just a lot of opportunity and a lot of fun and activity going on out there, and it's a lot of black dollars being recycled amongst each other. That's a lot of ownership. A lot of people have businesses. A lot of people have cars. A lot of people that own businesses have jewelry. And
it seems like it's a lot of structure too.
It's a lot of structure. It's very structured. It's bunch of respect and structure. Bunch of respect and structure. Everybody knows everybody. Even though this is the third biggest city in America. Houston is the third biggest city in America. It's still a place where amongst 2 to 5 million people, everybody still knows everybody, even before social media. That's how the DJ Screws and the Suave houses and the Switch houses and all of that was able to become multi-millionaires within the Texas circuit and within the region of Texas, because your audience is just so much larger than the average person because of the hometown spirit. The Hispanic people are not against the black people. The black people are not against the Hispanic people. We all call each other niggas and homeboys and all that type of shit. So we all listen to the same music. We all love the same culture. We all like the same type of rims, the same type of old school cars, the same type of women. We buy the same jewelry. We all get diamonds in our mouth. So even if still with the person having a complete Hispanic background and upbringing, you still go through the same exact struggles and the same exact understanding is the black people in your community. Just like somebody from New York, it's very similar. Like the Spanish community and the black community, still we all populated in the same areas and in the same projects communities, living on top of each other. Even though this may be our area, life is still gonna cause me to go through y'all area in life and integrate and deal with y'all. And there's not no separation in Houston. So when it comes to women, you don't have that. You know how some guys, they have that stigma, or they have that fear of talking to a woman that's outside of their race, or you're not used to having conversations with women that's not from your ethnical background, or that we might not have the same subject matter to talk about. That's not necessarily common in Houston, because everybody, you play sports with these people at some point, it's chilling, y'all did work at the same places, we go to the same clubs, we eat the same food, everybody go to the same turkey leg, because it's very integrated. So you don't miss out on anything. Everybody go to the same places to ride on four-wheelers and mudding, and like even Houston is a place where you can do all the big city stuff that goes on in the Miamis and the New Yorks and the Atlantas, but then you still get to do the hometown wholesome outdoorsy stuff that you might want to do in a Kentucky or Seattle or Kansas or something like that. You know, with a lot of field and terrain. It's just a lot to do. It's a lot to do. A lot of women, a lot of good food, great food.
Let me say this, man. We were speaking earlier, right? And you showed me some shit, you know, in your phone. You like, Gilly, you know, I got 47 artists.
Yeah, for sure, for shit show.
You know, and you like, you know, you just showed me your distribution shit. And
yeah, I'm independent, man. Independent. 9 years in the game. Independent record label. I have 46 artists signed to my record label.
And you show me how they make money every day, and how you got 50-50 splits with them. So they get their money, you get their money, you get your money. They never gotta ask where their money at. It goes straight to them.
Yeah, you
know, and you got all that shit in your phone,
right?
And you just showing me all of this shit, and how this artist made this much money this month. This artist made this much. This artist made this much. This artist made this much. This artist made this much, and it's like you really out here doing that shit on a serious level, man.
Right, for shit show. Absolutely. Well, to start at is like, I'm from a place where in Houston, Texas, being the city that it's from, we, like I said, we have a rich history in music. A big part of that history is being independent artists and being independent staples, and, you know, trying to keep as much of the residual income coming back into the ownership of the artist as possible. But at the same time, a lot of our artists have took risks and signed major record deals as well. But I was one of those people that studied just hip hop in general and studied the game, and it always kind of puzzled and troubled me how some of the greatest artists that had some of the biggest albums in the world, we talking the likes of, the greats, the T-Pains and the Plazas, or just, whoever, anybody you could think of, just great artists, Twitters, whoever, that had platinum artists and hits that you can remember off the drop of a dime, but after a 6-7 year time period, they're not living the same lifestyle, or it seems that they're not having the same frequent income coming in as they did as the heyday or the prime time of their career. And that never made sense to me, because I always understood that music is business. So just because I'm an artist and I'm performing, and there's a performing aspect of me being an artist, that doesn't mean that I should not be paid for the rest of my life for making music, because music is business, and music is business that goes on 24 hours a day, 365 days a year, 7 days a week. At every given moment, somebody is playing music, streaming music, listening to music in some way, shape, or form. So I was just a person that I never understood or respected the fact that to get to certain levels in the music industry, I have to sell the ownership of what I've created as an artist, because music is art. Music is for some people it's spiritual, for some people it's mental, for some people it's about money and finances and entertainment. But at the end of the day, I understand that music is something that's forever, and if you create something that's forever, that's making money and getting played forever, you deserve to be paid for that forever, if it has a fan base of people that wants to see it. So I'm just not being from a place that shows independency. I've had multiple record deals offered to me from the likes of the Interscopes, the Atlantics, the Columbias, Jay-Z's, multiple different people, from people that I respect or that I look up to, or people that I respect their legacy in music. But at the end of the day, I also understand that if I don't make the correct business decision and I sell off my stock, I sell off my ownership, I sell off my rights, my masters, my albums, these are movies, these are homes, this is like, if you look at a neighborhood, each album is like a property that you own within a neighborhood, or it can even be a apartment building, and each song is a different unit within this apartment building. So I'm a person that, if in business, everything is within a 12-month span and then a 10-year span. So if I sign a record deal to a record label for $1 million or $2 million, and I'm hot for 2 years, 3 years tops, while I'm doing 20, 30 to maybe $100,000 shows, what happens the 8 to 9 years after those 2-3 years of me being the number one hot topic? And I feel that that's a thing that a lot of artists don't plan, or they don't think about, because they don't plan to get older. I don't know if we live in a new generation where everybody planning on dying soon, or not seeing other ages and other levels in life. But I'm a person that, I come from a place where we have a lot of legends and they still doing their thing. So I see people at 40 years old or at 38, 39, and then you have fans and other artists that look at you like, why you not still balling like when you had that one song? What happened to the damn homie in high school? You was the man, homie. The fuck happened to you? I never wanted to be one of those people. So I understood that with this independency right here, with the ownership, these right here is all the artists that signed to my record label.
What's that app?
It's not no app. This is a distribution portal I have 3 different distribution portals with 3 different distribution companies that I distribute my artists through.
And that's the dashboard.
Right. This is the portal. This is the dashboard. You can click on any one of these artists. You can see right here. They missing like 10 artists right now, but it's like 30.
Talking to Mike.
Oh, we missing like 10 artists, but it's like 34 artists on this list right here. You could click on any artist on this list, and each different artist got a different level different level of streaming from YouTube. Certain many millions of views coming from YouTube. Certain many millions of views coming from Apple Music, Spotify.
They show that money on there too.
Exactly, and it shows the money that you make in conglomerate with the views that you're getting and the streams that you're getting. So instead of looking on Instagram seeing how many people liked your picture, you looking on here seeing how many people listen to your music and is paying you for each stream. But once you sign a record deal, 9 times out of 10, this is all out of the window, because this is what record labels are trying to sign you in a record deal for, to get this. Because most record labels are they're going to put the marketing and the advertising behind you to make you a bigger artist for the time being in the moment, to get you big concerts and shows. But if you're not an artist that stands the test of time and makes it past a 5 to 10 year span of people reoccurringly want to purchase and buy your music, you're going to have to find other avenues to make money to live the same level of lifestyle that you was living when you was the #1 artist in America, and you're not living off of music anymore. Now you're living off of the fact that I became a celebrity and so many people know me. Now I'm trying to sell you this product. I'm trying to sell you this item, but I'm a celebrity superstar musician. Why is my music, even if I do want to sell you a product or item, that's fine, but I still should be able to live a sufficient lifestyle and a great lifestyle off of music, even if my ass is still sitting down. I shouldn't have to come and stand in front of you and jump up and down and do backflips or do interviews, or I shouldn't have to perform just to make money in music. And unfortunately, before the independency came and the internet came, that's really what every artist in the music industry was forced to deal with. And the difference, and the indifference in that is to say, is if a person like Will Smith had to sell off his rights to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, whatever movie that he did where he was the robot, and the first movie that he did with Top Gun, Top Wing, when he was the pilot, or Independence Day, I think that was Independence Day. In order for him to get the Bad Boy contract with Martin Lawrence, hey Will, man, we love everything that you did, man. You're a great actor, bro. We love you, bro. But we got this new thing we're gonna do when you and Martin, man. And we know Martin got his own sitcom and you got your own sitcom, but we finna make a trilogy movie. This gonna go all the way to the 2000s. We're gonna pay you $10 million a movie. First movie that you ever got paid $10 million. At this time, Will Smith ain't never got a $10 million role in his life. The most money made in a role, $2 million, $1 million, $800,000-900,000. So $10 million is an incredible leap. So at the end of the day, but he's already earned that from the streams and the views and the love that he's got from having a fan and having box selling off his films. But in order for him to get the Bad Boy contract, you have to sell us your Independence Day rights. You have to sell us your Fresh Prince of Bel-Air rights, and you got to sell us some more rights. But you still gonna get 20-30% after we make the $10 million back that we're giving you up front. After we make that back plus interest, then you'll be able to get your percentage back from your old movies that you already got paid prior to you ever meeting me and want to do business with me. That does not make sense. Okay, if that doesn't make sense to a viewer out there, look at it like this. If I'm a business owner and I created Walmart, and in the midst of me creating Walmart, I decided that I want to make 7-Eleven and Wawa's. Now, by me making 7-Eleven and Wawa's, Amazon wants to come buy a part of my real estate and a part of the businesses that I own. But they only, through conversation, I've only been talking to you guys about selling y'all my gas stations. I talked to you guys about selling Wawa's and 7-Eleven. These are two entities that's generating $500 million a year from both of these properties. This is a $1 billion property. But y'all telling me only way that y'all would do business with me and buy these two properties is I have to sell y'all Walmart as well. I have to give y'all the 30%, 40% equity, 50% equity in Walmart. Why?
So basically you telling me when a lot of these major labels came at you, they wanted your catalog.
That's anybody. It's not just me. That's standard.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by Roman Swipes. Listen, man, this is the biggest customer of Roman Swipes. Once he wasn't be able to activate it, he wasn't able to last long and stay strong, Roman came into his life. And what you could do right now, you go to getroman.com/game right now, get 20% off, man. I'm talking about 20% off when you subscribe. But listen, it's going down.
See, one thing about me though, I don't lie.
No, it's going down. I'm ready to help a lot of dudes.
When I swipe myself down, I don't, I swipe down. I ain't got a front, That's one thing I do. I do use the Romans. I used one the other night. I took to a different place, man.
Listen, once you allowed to drive for like 5 minutes, you out of here. He's a specialist at it. He's not, he is. I remember he came and we had a conversation one time. I know we was in the park playing ball. And he just stopped playing. He just stopped shooting, sat on the bench and said, Roman really changed my life, man. I ain't know what I had going on, man. I thought I was out the game, man. Roman Swipes put me back in the game. When Swipes put him back, Swipes would change your life. What you need to do is go to getroman.com right now /game. Get 20% off. It's going down, man. What are you waiting for, man? I don't know what you wait for. It helped him. It can help you. Roman swipes.
That's why you see so many artists complain and be mad with their record labels. They feel like, oh, I'm being shelved, or oh, I'm being held back, or oh, my label ain't dropped. My label's shitting on me. They haven't dropped my album or dropped no new music on me in 3-4 years or 3-4 months or whatever like that, because some of these artists never make it. It's called a recouping. It's called to recoup. Mm-hmm. I'm a person. I'm from the streets. To recoup is to pay back a front. It's like in the dope game. I owe you some dope. I gave you some shit up front, and you owe me back a certain amount of money. If you don't pay me back in a certain amount of time, I'm gonna cut off the water on you, and whatever that means. So at the end of the day, I don't never want to be a person that's in a disposition that I am taking away the blessing and the ability to make money off of my music and off of the ownership of everything that I've created as a musician and as a content creator and as a composer, where certain people don't make it to levels in life where their music is making them money. And I understand certain people actually do need the boost and need the help from record labels to get to certain points. But if you're a person that can create an audience and create a fan base and create residual income and revenue off of music, you got to look at everything from a 10-year span, like I was saying earlier. In the 10-year span, if you have an artist right now, he's in his 2-year prime, he's making $1 million a month, or he's making $300,000-$400,000 a month in spurts of $20,000-$40,000 shows, but his music is making $1 million a month, $2 million a month. So he's gonna have a 2-3 year span that he might make at the end of the year. He might make $2 or $3 million at the end of the year. His music just made $20 million that year.
Let me ask you a question. Ballpark figure. This independent shit. How much you make a year? Ballpark figure.
I probably make like 200, whatever, 200, like 240 to 280 a month. So whatever that is times 12, just on the music side.
That's you just talking about just on?
Yeah, that's just right here.
Just
that's
off
just
in the phone. That ain't got nothing to do with shows and no features.
As you see, I'm showing you. I'm clicking on. It's 36 artists right here. It's 36 artists right here. I click on any artist on here, anybody name, is gonna be some money pop up to them. And it's in the thousands, and it's different platforms. That's what a lot of artists don't know. You getting paid from each one of these different platforms a different revenue of money. Your YouTube check has nothing to do with your Hulu check. That has nothing to do with your Spotify check. That ain't got nothing to do with your Amazon Prime check. That ain't got nothing to do with your Tidal check. And then you got your United Masters, and then Apple and all these different, and then some of these different things have different levels that you have. You getting paid for premium, then you getting paid for YouTube bread, then you getting paid for this person got Apple Platinum subscription, so he's paying an extra $35 a month to get all the extra shit, and you his favorite artist. So these are extra amenities and pluses that you're getting paid out from these streaming companies, because these streaming companies, they don't care. They just want to pay directly to the consumer and directly to the creator. So in this new world that we living in, if you making music, it's easy to get your stuff on like a CD Baby or one of these distributors, a TuneCore or something like that, just to get started. And then once you get to another level, you search for distribution so that you can reach a wider audience. But at the end of the day, in my circumstance, I get paid 2 times a month. I get paid once a month for being Sauce Walka the rapper, then I get paid once a month for being Sauce Walka the CEO. So it's you gotta think it's right. It's like in the space, if I had a YouTube company, basically like how y'all a podcast, a person is streaming, I got 36 YouTube content creators signed to my label, and they all do YouTube channels that's all syndicated to me, that we split the revenue 50-50. Now, in the benefit of these artists, though, I don't charge them, or I don't take no money or no percentages off of their performance rights. So that means any artist is signed to my record label, if somebody want to pay you $15,000, $20,000, $30,000, $100,000 for a show, me and my record label don't make no money on that. If somebody pay one of my artists $15,000 for a clothes a sponsorship endorsement, we want you to wear this particular item, or we want you to be with Coca-Cola tomorrow, $1 million contract, TSF don't make no money off of that. If they go do if they do a feature song with another artist, and they charge that artist a performance to do the song with them, I don't charge that artist money to do the song with my artist, nor do I hold against them what's called a clearance fee, which the record label has. Yeah, they have the right to clear the record. So even because an artist can be in debt with me, I'm the record label owner. If I've ever did any level of investment or marketing or advertisement, I have the right as the record label to hold those funds against the artist residual money or money that they coming in, the money that's being generated from their streaming and their music. So therefore, that's how you keep an artist in the hole to a certain extent, to where you don't make the money off of the money that's being made off of the streams and the plays from your music worldwide, because you constantly taking money and lending and borrowing from a record label. So every time you take an advance, or every time you get the reject, there's $30,000, or you get this feature from another artist, is $100,000. Not only are you paying for the performance right for that artist to record the song with you in the studio, you also have to pay the record label for them to allow you to sell the song. It's not just about the fact that they own the artist, it's about the fact that they know if we just put $100,000 or $2 million, $3 million into making this artist Hulk Hogan in a rap game right now, and you just pay him $15,000 because you called him on a good Thursday to do a song, and he took the money and did the song, or $30,000 to do the song, you still finna get $2 million in marketing and promotion. So from the record label standpoint, I get that, I understand it, but at the end of the day, y'all are still stopping this other
artist from flourishing.
Exactly.
Okay. So let me ask you this too, because
in me, before you just get that, in my situation, I own 20 albums of my own my own personal albums that are in my catalog. 22 albums in my catalog, because I remember I was the Sauce Twins and then the Sauce Walka. So of that group, I got like 3 to 4 albums in that group, and then I got like 17 or some shit albums like that that's of my own. That's just me. And then I got 36 artists, and each, not all of my artists have started streaming or dropped the album yet, but majority, at least 25 to 27 of them are streaming. So if each artist got 2 or 3 to 4 to 5 to 10 albums, and each album got 10, 15 to 20 songs on it, and each song is generating $100, $250, $355 to, as I showed him, you got certain songs that's doing $5,000 a month, $2,500 a month. $2,800, $1,900 a month. Yep. And that could be just the audio. We ain't talk about the music video. So now you got this one music video for the same song, this music video doing $3,500 a month, but the audio on this is only doing $2,200 or $1,500 a month. We go back to the neighborhood. That's still 2 houses in your street, in your subdivision, that's passively paying you $3,000 and $2,500 a month.
Yes, sir.
You know how much money you got to spend on a home in the neighborhood to get paid $3,000 a month from it? Mm-hmm. Maybe what, $400,000? $500,000, you got to spend $500,000. The average artist, it didn't cost you $500,000 to record an album.
Let me ask you a question. Would you take a joint venture? Yo, stop blowing that weed in my freaks. That's freaky. That's some freaky shit you on, man. You up late night, you horny, man.
You trying to get you high.
That's some jail shit. Stop that shit, man.
Hold on now. Penitentiary rules in effect. Penitentiary rules in effect. We up in wild out now.
This episode of $1 Million Worth of Game is brought to you by ZipRecruiter. Now, right now, hiring is very challenging, especially in this climate where nobody wants to work. But if you do need workers and you're looking for great workers, all you got to do is go to ZipRecruiter.com. ZipRecruiter does the work for you. ZipRecruiter uses powerful technology to find and match the right candidates up for the job that you have available. You can easily review their recommended candidates and invite your top choices to apply. ZipRecruiter is so effective. 4 out of 5 employees who post on ZipRecruiter gets quality candidates within the first day. And right now, to try ZipRecruiter for free, my listeners, all you got to do is go to ZipRecruiter.com/game. That's ZipRecruiter.com/game. And you can try ZipRecruiter right now for free. ZipRecruiter is the smartest way to hire people for the right jobs. ZipRecruiter.com/game. Right.
Now, let me ask you a question, though. Would you take a joint venture?
Without the catalog, yes. Only without the catalog. I don't mind doing business and working with record labels. I don't have nothing against record labels, and a lot of record labels change the lives of a lot of people. What I care about is the end game. I don't like the fact that a lot of these artists don't understand the end game, and they look up at some of these artists that used to be great or used to be good or used to be so on and so what and so forth, and they have so much negativity to say about them, like it was the artist that made bad decisions. But like, I don't like, it's my legends, people I look up to, like from New York and shit like that, like a Beanie Siegel. Beanie Siegel supposed to be rich as fuck right now, regardless of whatever decisions he made in life is bad decisions. You got music that's doing so well and doing so much of memory setting in the hearts of people in the ghettos or in America. You still supposed to get a little $45,000 a month, $60,000 a month. You know what type of lifestyle people can live making $60,000 a month off of their music when they 45 and 50 years old. You still getting a $60,000, $70,000 check, $100,000 check. from your old albums. This just me being modest and saying light numbers. For some people, it's 300, 400, 500, 2 million and crazy shit like that. You get 9. That's why a person like Young Dolph was able to say, I can say no to a $22 million deal because we probably already getting $2 million a month. So all you trying to do is give me 2 years, or maybe 2.5 years of where we already generating a 1 year. If we doing 1.3, 1.4 million a month, we talking about every 30 days, not the publishing. What's publishing is the check that comes every quarterly. It comes every 3.5, 4 months out the year. You make that from radio, TV. You know what I'm saying? That's like if your song get put in some shit that ain't got nothing to do with regular streaming services. But that's called a publishing check. You only see that check 4 times out of the year. How you gonna live? Bills come every 30 days.
All right, let me ask you this though, because I understand everything you're saying. But what if it was a licensing deal? What if they came to you for a licensing deal for 2 years where they're just, they're just licensing your catalog for you, no ownership, and it revert back to you? The licensing deal only lasts for like a year. Yeah. Well, would you, if the finances were serious, because remember, you're licensing it, you're not passing over ownership.
All that shit sound like license. It sound good, but it's never that. Once you allow somebody to get in that catalog and have some level of ownership, especially when you get to the percentages. Yeah, it could be some licensing, but you only get out of the licenses if you make the money back. You still have to give the money, has to be made back. That was given up front.
The only reason I'm saying this is this, Walker. When you look, this is all I'm saying. You got a lot of people. They take pride on owning their shit. Yeah. But they owning their shit, and your shit and they might own their shit, not saying you, and they shit might be at a 10, but the label relationships and partnerships with other people could take your music, sink it everywhere, and could take that shit from a 10 to a 60.
Whole another level.
All based on relationship. Because everybody, and I want to say this because you get somebody you establish, it's different. A lot of people will listen to it and be like, oh, I got to own my shit. Homie, you might be owning your shit and it ain't rocking. It ain't doing nothing.
I'm going to tell you like a great person like Jay Prince told me, you can own 100% of $100 or you can own 10% of 10 million. That stuck with me for the rest of my life. Some of the most smartest, respectful, gangster business savvy that I can take. And I completely understand that and respect it. But at the end of the day, if you do not have the capability of generating a catalog that's making money or that's doing well, yes, you should explore the option of allowing a record label to put you in a better position. But at the end of the day, I believe that all artists need to learn the information and learn the language so you can get yourself in a position to where you can what's called separate the catalog. That's what people don't understand, because you don't have to sell all of your music just to get into a greater situation, because once you license anything, that music is, you might as well separate yourself from that music for a long amount of time, because at the end of the day, so much money, you took money up front, no matter how the situation, even though I'm licensing, I'm using it back, okay, you got to live off the money that was given to you up front. Now all the money that comes from this point forward, your physical body has to be there to make the money. You just was in a situation where you had money coming in off of this music, but we're going to make you make way more money, take you to a whole different stratosphere of streaming. True. But what's wrong with an artist keeping that old catalog and that old music that's not even worth that much to you as a label anymore anyway, because it's not when it first came out. This is old shit. So at the end of the day, if I still own it and then I sign with you as an artist, is what you saying, I would do this licensing with you for all of my new music. I would do this licensing with you for my new albums, because that puts me in a position where now I'm like an NBA basketball player, or now I'm like a movie star, where you're paying me for what I'm doing right now at the moment with you, me and the business that me and you are creating together, not nothing that I previously did. Therefore, if what goes on with me and you fails and it crumbles, I'm not held in responsibility in this position, and my triumphs in my past and my career are not held responsible for a new business adventure or a new album or a new song that I did with you that didn't go up to the capability or didn't go up to the sales or the standards that you had set out.
Yeah, but that's the flip side to that coin too, though, because if the label gets you right and they say, okay, we only going to take the music that from here on out, right? Okay, so now they take the music from here on out. Sauce Walka and his whole record label go from, even the niggas that was doing $200 a day, now they doing something different, right? Okay, right? Now they take Sauce Walka and his whole team and they blow these motherfuckers up. even more. They take you from 10 to 60. Now they saying, as a record label, okay, we gonna take you from 10 to 60. Maybe even take you higher than that, because how this shit go, it'll be an artist that you wasn't even expect that'll have a song that'll take off. He had a biggest song on the label.
Exactly.
Oh, it might be
the
that
smallest artist.
Right. It might be that one song, but that motherfucker did 6 million motherfucking streams, right? Okay, cool. Now the record label is thinking, okay, now we gonna take you, we gonna upgrade you and your whole team, but the flip side of that is now all the old music that you got out, that shit gonna stream like crazy.
And guess who it's going to?
Hold on. And we ain't gonna get none of that money.
No, he talking about you don't sign away.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Yeah. So the flip side is the record label, like, we gonna blow you up, but in the process of us blowing you up, all your old music gonna stream too, and you gonna make a shitload of money over here. What if one of these songs pop off on TikTok and now one of your old songs that was an older song, now people catching on to it because we put more light on you, and now this motherfucker go 3 times, 4 times platinum. We ain't got nothing to do with that, man.
So let's do business on this song now, because I still credit this song before I met you. This song was already in the process of doing what it was going to do. I can have the same opinion that you can have about it, you or the record label that signed me to take me to the next level. I can go through a situation in life. They had me on $1 million worth of game and I'm the next level. I can go through a situation in life. They had me on the CNN News and had me on the next level. If I'm a hardworking artist, if I'm a comedian, there's comedians that get on social media and they have their one moment where they just doing videos of being funny, and then next thing you know, they standing in front of a crowd of 4,500 people or 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people. Once you create a certain level of traction and a certain level of engagement through music and social media, having a fan base, you already outside of that conversation.
Right.
Now let me ask you something.
Look, can I ask you one thing? I wanted to ask you this bad. So I respect
And what's
you.
wrong with that?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Shit. I'm just saying the flip side. I'm just, there's always a flip side to each coin.
For sure.
So, I'm just giving you the flip side of it. But one thing I gotta say is I respect you as a motherfucking hustler.
For shit show.
We've been kicking it for hours before we film. We
Just
smoking.
the hustle.
We and
We just the hustle.
yeah.
Maserati.
Yeah, and you whip your motherfucking phone out.
Yeah.
And you say, no, Gilly, I made millions of dollars off OnlyFans.
For shit show, the real ones.
Right? And then you like, no. This one of my girls right here, Gilly. This what I had to pay in taxes on her last year. Yeah, and it was a major stunt.
It's right here. I ain't got
I'm talking about it was a major stunt.
Anything Sauce Walka say, man.
He said,
got
this
the
what I had
evidence.
to pay on her in taxes last year, Gilly. And to my knowledge, it was $318,000. Really, it was $269, but you paid that shit late.
Yeah, we late.
Nigga
shit. 40,000 in late fees and another 12,000 in what's called acquired interest. You know,
the nigga shit, nigga shit. But I'm like, this nigga's one of the best ones that ever did it and got away with it.
Best that ever did it and get away with it.
You
No,
hear me?
too legit to quit it.
You hear me? I said,
I'm
you a
talking about
bad
hands
motherfucker, man.
Hands like Casper. Yeah, you know.
You hear me?
OnlyFans is great.
Then you start breaking down other shit and no, I got one that, she just smashed her feet in cake. She did 250 last year. Damn, what the fuck? Yeah, and then I got another one. No, my main one, yeah. She talked crazy to my man. What she tell you? She told you, nigga, you need a loan, nigga. I made 1.8 last year. So I respect your motherfucking hustle, man. How many fucking girls do you got on OnlyFans?
Up under my management company, we got like eight different models. You know what I'm saying? In and out up under the.
When you
management.
say management, what do that mean? Like how? Like
Sauce Bunnies. I got like a little management firm where we do like what's called sexting, like the text messages for OnlyFans models. You know what I'm saying? Because some of these girls, they don't want to actually take out the time to talk to all of these different people that's in their DMs, asking them for videos videos and requests and things like that. So it's a group of women that, you know, just know how to talk to people and stuff like that, and get these girls to have some regular time throughout their day to do regular things, because they have these large fan bases of people that want to interact and engage with them. So they make the content, they make the videos, and they just turn them in. And, you know, we just like a distribution company, you know, help them with the posters and the marketing on social media, filming, photography, pictures and shit like that. You know, I call them the sauce bunnies, you know what I'm saying?
At one time you was lightweight pimping, right?
You know, I've grown in life, and, you know, I became a businessman. I've been through. You know, my mama was an exotic dancer. I was born in the back of a strip club type of person.
What was your best pimp line?
Man, it's so many. It's so many, but you know what I'm saying? The best one is better than the less one, you know what I'm saying, is to get off them hills and come jump in these Hot Wheels, you know what I'm saying? Okay. For real, baby, because you out here walking and you supposed to be out here flying, you know what I'm saying? You walking, you supposed to be rolling and holding, you know what I'm saying? You supposed to get with some dripping and get away from that slipping. You spit me?
Yeah, you know, but because, you know, back in the day before I met Toot, I was a pimp, you know what I mean?
I come from the pimping for sure.
First of all, come on, cuz. Let me just tell you one thing. Now don't front. Do not fucking sit here in front. No, do not front. You know, Big Cuz had all the bitches. Now you can sit here in front. I even introduced you to some different kind of bitches that you never met before. Come on, let's sit here in front, because you know my game was platinum in 111 countries.
Yeah,
you know, some of my best shit. Some of my best shit, I tell a bitch, you know, I take you from the frozen lakes to the golden gates.
Yeah, for shit show. It's on this motherfucker. Two things a bitch could tell me, and that's nothing.
Oh yeah, talk heavy. You know what I'm saying? There's only one thing a bitch could tell me. No, yeah, I mean,
shit show. You know,
and I ain't got no problem with it, bitch, because you know what I used to tell a bitch when she tell me no. Oh, bitch, you into ripping up winning lottery tickets, huh?
Yeah.
Bitch, you just hit the lottery, bitch, and ripped up the ticket. Guess
you know what I'm saying? We trying to make a beginner a winner. You know what I'm saying? We trying to make a beginner a winner. You know what I'm saying? Make some shrimp on a chicken dinner. You know what I'm talking about? Trying to make a loser into a chooser. You know what I'm talking about? You feel me?
Right.
No, I'm talking about turn the trash bag into a cash bag. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, you know. See, Wallo ain't got no game. Look how he sit here soaking this shit up.
Nah, you feel me? That's how
he like this. You
just gotta put your finger in the ground and turn the world upside down and make baby girl come around. You know what I'm saying? Put on that crown. You know what I'm saying? Put this game down. At the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Women doing it to men.
I know your favorite shit.
And I love women. You know
I already
what I'm
know his favorite fucking line, because I give a pig a wig and give her a gig.
For shit show.
Look, he try to act like that's some platinum game.
I ain't even gonna say that, but I will say that. I want to ask you something, Sauce. Right? When did you become comfortable with yourself? Because you got energy that most guys from the street culture, they too cool to have, or they too tough. But you're real, you know, you're electrifying, you're exciting.
For shit show.
You know what I mean? You captivating.
Absolutely.
When did you become comfortable with yourself growing up? Because you know it's hard in the ghetto.
Like I told you, I'm a fucked up kid. Like I just told you about, my mama is exotic dancer. My mama was a stripper. My mama was exotic dancer. All my mama brothers is pimps and players from Chicago. My uncle is like Scorpio, Junebug. Like these are my real blood uncles from Chicago. So my mama was a very outspoken woman, and she was very intelligent, just smart, poetry, shit like that. But my daddy, on the other hand, he was an athlete. My father was like a football player and a wrestler. He tried to, like, he almost was in the WWF. Like, he was in the WWF, but he never became like no superstar, no shit. None of you niggas ever played with my daddy on WWCD SmackDown. None of you niggas ever played with my daddy on Nintendo 64 or Nintendo or his PlayStation. He never made it there for us, so stop the antics and the bullshit. My daddy was a security guard after he made his attempts to become a professional athlete, and it didn't work out for him.
But that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? Nah, but that's real life though. That's real life though. Like, I grew up seeing and meeting all type of celebrities and athletes and the Rocks, Dwayne Johnsons and all them. My daddy was like cool with them niggas. His story is really similar to mine, because my daddy was really like the nigga that started a lot of shit behind the scenes in the WWF, but he just never made. His partner was this dude named Odd Man Johnson. If you a real wrestling fan, you know this dude. He was like how me and my brother is, like we the South twins. Like my daddy daddy was a part of a group at one point in time, and you know what I'm saying. They end up getting into it with each other, and this back before cell phones and all that shit. So nigga, if you got this one plug that got you in with Vince McMahon, and this my boy this my boy Vince McMahon, and me and you get into it, and I don't keep bringing you to practice and keep calling you. It's over with.
You know what I mean?
It's over with. Ain't no more TV. You know what I'm saying? It's, back to security job in the front of the club.
Shout out to Papa Sauce.
And I'm gonna tell you,
shout out to Papa Sauce though, because he still made a boss named
Shout
Sauce
out to
Walka.
Papa Sauce, and I just want to say this, man. Shout out to Papa Sauce, because Papa Sauce and Wallow got something in common. Wallow was wrestling in prison.
The fuck out of here.
Yeah, they called him Dick Flair.
God damn.
Don't believe that
That
bullshit, man.
penitentiary ain't nothing nice though. That's some crazy ass shit.
Crazy.
I know Wallow was up in there punching motherfuckers down, making clean up the cell, before you come up here, take your shoes
Wallow
off.
was in there laying down.
I was just chilling. You know what I mean? I was doing my thing, but now that we talking about it, we gonna
Stories from the cell.
now. Sauce.
Stories from the cell.
You used to be out there in the field. You was in prison.
Absolutely.
How was that life in the field in Texas? You know, in prison, y'all had to work. Y'all was like,
No, that's not how stories from the cell go. Tell us a crazy story that happened to you, or something you witnessed while you was in jail.
Man, it's a million days, a million nights, but I can tell you one thing. The first time that I seen like a riot in jail was like probably one of the most like horrific realizing things that you go through in jail, because it's like when you go to the penitentiary, because you know what I'm saying, I was lucky. I was one of them people that like, I had bad cases, and I violated all my probations, but I was still young, like 19, 18 type shit. So in Texas, they got this shit called shock probation, where we're gonna send you to the penitentiary, and if you fuck up, you gotta go through like school, high school, all that shit, but you still gonna be in the penitentiary with the big boys, with all the murderers and the killers and all that shit. But then if you do you do all your shit right, you can get a F5-6, F5-7, F5-8, and you can get back out and get your shit reinstated, but you still have to go through the penitentiary. So I had a little money. I was already having girls and doing my shit, rapping. So when I caught my case and I went down, I was still had like hopes in my mind, like, okay, boom, bitch, I gotta do the right shit in this hoe. Go on, get the little bitch ass class out the way, woo, cause I can get my time. I can get my shit reinstated. I can give my. It's called giving your time back. So I ended up seeing a ride down there, and they closed us in the comments, like the cafeteria, and they sent the smoke bombs through that bitch, because niggas got to beating each other up, niggas fighting in that bitch or whatever, long story short. So when they hit the smoke bombs in that bitch, that motherfucker get air swoop, foo, foo. And when it first happened, nobody bring out the weapons and shit. Everybody just fighting and hitting each other with trays and shit. But when a nigga come through with that gas, the officers close us up in the cafeteria, and they shoot that gas, they shoot the gas. Foo, foo, foo. So boom, you know what I mean? I'm catching wild. I'm doing my thing up in there fighting out, because you know when it's a riot going, it's really like racial shit, black versus white, Mexican. You know what I'm saying? This be the one time where Bloods and Crips kind of like got to come together or something, because it'll be somebody else. Basically, when the riots pop off is when like somebody been waiting to get up with somebody that they couldn't catch in the hallway, or we couldn't catch on the boat, and that we been waiting to catch you in child, whatever so be it. When you finally get up with them, and then people pick their time for when somebody else, you know what I'm saying, set off a disturbance. Now this one, I'm gonna go get my move on the nigga I've been wanting to get up with type shit. Mm-hmm. So it just set off a lot of chaos. And when the smoke went up, and I'm seeing these big ass niggas come, because this Texas, bro, in the penitentiary, the average person is 6'5", 6'3", 6'2". You know what I'm saying? Nigga been up in there 20, 15 years. He yoked up, swole to the motherfucker. So when you see them weapons and them knives come out and they shoot that gas, now I'm seeing them big niggas maneuvering through that gas, coming through like a movie with that thing in his hand. And that was like realization to my mind, like, damn, bitch, I'm in this hoe for real. Serious. Like, nah, bitch, this shit for real. My head shaved, I'm bald head, saying TDC. Everybody that go to TDC and get a TDC offender's card, you got to get your head shaved, bald head, and you go what's called through processing and transit and identification unit. I was on the identification unit. I went to Bird unit, Holiday unit, and then I got shipped after I went through Bird, Holiday unit, and Wade. Then they sent us off to what's called East Texas, where you go to some shit MTC Henderson. So when I had to go through all of these different stages of the penitentiary, You know what I'm saying? To get my time reinstated to where I could go back to the freeway and go to the halfway house. So when you go to the halfway house, you be there with like federal offenders and shit, or people that went to the penitentiary, murders or whatever. They got their time back, whatever so be it, whatever you go through, you get your shit back. So with that being said, during that time, I had to work out on the whole squad. It's just a lot of different shit I had to see. Where you feel me? When you work out in the whole squad on holiday unit and shit like that, that's when you go out in the grass and everything that we eat, it grow outside. Everything that you eat in the cafeteria grow outside. And when you working on the whole squad, you can't kill no snakes. If you got to move out the way, don't get big. You get in trouble for going past too far. And it's just a lot of shit that come with it. If you don't do it, then you get rid up, you get, you know what I'm saying, get your privileges took from you. You know what I'm saying? You get put on restriction. You can't go to commissary, can't use the phone, all different type of shit that come with it. So motherfuckers say they're trying to get work passes, clip passes. It's a lot of shit that go on the pen. It's down there like the free world. Sometimes you feel like you in the projects. Sometimes.
Yeah. That's crazy. Out of all that shit he said, I couldn't believe he had you in there with a baldini, man.
Everybody in T.
Could have hung with me and you for.
Man, Patricia, everybody that go down there, you got to get your head shaved.
You gotta go through a business.
You gotta go. Yeah, I don't give a fuck who. Our shit different. You go to the TDC, you go through one of them classification units. You gonna have to go down there, take their ID, and everybody got to get their head shaved. You know, get your
mad
head.
as a bitch when you just.
Yeah, mad to the bitch. I seen plenty of niggas up in there crying, telling them their religion. I was up in there with a dude. He was from the Bahamas or whatever. He was down there. He like, bro, this is my religion. He begging, crying. He asking him, can he send his dreads home to his mama? And they like, no, because you got to have stamps. And a lot of people, when you get sent from the county to the penitentiary, they don't let you bring your stamps with you. You know what I'm saying? You're like, some people get lucky and they sneak them or whatever, but majority of the time, they make you throw away all your stamps. And stamps is like money. You use the stamps to do everything in there. You can get all type of shit from stamps. You know what I'm saying? It's like real money, even though motherfuckers got real money, but this is like a real money. It's $1. So at the end of the day, you need stamps to send your dreads home. Hey, yeah, we ain't letting you send home shit. It's over with. Throw it in the trash.
They ain't give a
I
fuck.
can't imagine they get locked up with a head full of curly shit. Shit all.
Sometimes they hitting you backwards.
He getting there. They
They
like
going backwards.
They hitting you backwards.
No, we gotta get that shit about it.
We hitting you backwards.
Now, who is the best way for you to define? Who is Sauce Walka, man?
Sauce Walka is, man, there's so many words, but you know, I look at myself as a genius. I look at myself as a black god. I look at myself as a leader and a representation of it's okay to be yourself and be confident within yourself, and it's okay to be willing to gamble and risk on yourself, even when you're going against some of the greatest entities and the greatest people that's doing the same line of work that you're doing. Because at the end of the day, being indifferent and being consistent and hard working will always outshine the bullshit or outshine competition who has a greater platform than you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, hard work and consistency over years and years of time, because at the end of the day, as people say, we get into this music industry for what? Money. Right? We get into this shit to do what? Take care of your family. You do this to do what? Have opportunity and financial freedom for yourself and everybody that you love. So if a person gets into this music industry or gets into entertainment and you get to a point where you don't have financial freedom anymore, you looked at as a failure, you looked at as a fool, you looked at as an idiot, you looked at as all different types of things. And I never wanted to be one of those people, not only to be that, but I never wanted to teach someone else to be that, knowing that I have the capabilities of being someone's idol or someone's motivation. And me knowing that, because I was motivated and also let down by some of my kings or the people that I looked up to growing up, because I felt in my mind he was supposed to do this, or he should have did that, or he could have been this way, or why he didn't help us, or why he didn't help this and that artist. Now I'm in that position where I'm like those same artists that I looked at. So it's like I try to give back the opportunities and the knowledge that wasn't given to me, and give the opportunity, the opportunities that wasn't given to me through music and through knowledge. It ain't just about you doing a song with me or you paying me for a song or me signing you to my record label. Even if I could just teach you and enlighten you and make you make a better decision on your record deal, I'm not a person that's out here telling artists not to sign record deals. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is understand the language, understand what it means, and try to carve out a space where you keep your catalog, or you don't even include the the part of your catalog before you got into this agreement or to this level with this artist. You know what I'm saying? That's just what I believe in, and I just want to be a person that, you know, I can't say the world and all that shit. All I gotta do, I'm doing what I'm doing to carve my own way and doing my own drip, but I don't mind sharing that knowledge and showing people that, you know what I'm saying, this is why I got these millions of dollars, and this is why these artists can't keep up with me, or why I got 15 cars and 4 mansions and houses all around America, Miami, Houston, Las Vegas, and all these things, is because I did it the hard way. That's the thing about it, that we trying to teach this to the young men that's growing up and coming into masculinity and coming into business and trying to figure out that way, that it's not the shortcut in the fast route may not always be the cash route. It might not always be the route that makes you last. It might not always have longevity to it, because at the end of the day, I've been in the rap game for 9 years now. I'm on my way to being 10 full years as a celebrity artist. I got out jail in 2013 going to 2014. That's when I came home. I came home and I blew up damn near immediately. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, as soon as I got home from jail, I started after the Trey Day shit, when I got home from jail, I started to drop music and do my thing with girls and social media. Cause when I came home, like three of my girlfriends that I came home to was like, bro, look at this Instagram, daddy. Like, daddy, Instagram, you need to get this, daddy. You need this. You funny, like, you crazy. You need to be on this. You need to show them how you be dressing every day. So I did something called 30 Days of Drip, and this what began the sauce. This is how we created the sauce. Right. Cause when I came out as Sauce Walka, sauce didn't exist. It wasn't, the world wasn't dripping. The world was turned up and piped up and swag, and everybody wanted the jug and finesse. Everybody was trappers. It wasn't no dripping. It wasn't no pimping. There were no pimp rappers in the South that was young. It was no, even on the West Coast at the time, like, being a rapper representing the ism, that's not something that you see a lot of young artists do. Now you see a lot of it because it's more acceptable. Like rapping about scamming and shit, that didn't exist. It's a certain group of artists that ushered that into the hip hop industry. I'm a person that ushered in the dripping and the saucing and the splashing and making it a lifestyle and a religion. Like, I really believe and live off the energy of the sauce. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? I that's what the ghetto gospel come from.
Right. Let me say this, right? You know, sitting down and talking to you, and you being a youngin', you know, you out here doing it for real, you know. 13 foreign cars, you know. That ain't even counting the regular cars.
$200,000 a month residual off of music.
You know. You got multiple houses. I see houses in Texas. I see houses in Miami, you know. And from the time you've been here, you've been putting me and Wallow up on game. You know, you done gave us some game.
OnlyFans, OnlyFans.
Right.
But you don't got to just be on there doing that shit.
Gil ready to start a feet page on OnlyFans and show his feet. And just step on stuff in his feet. No, I got somebody else's feet on there. I got some compliments. I'm ready to start hemping him. I'm ready to start hemping this guy right here.
Hey, man, how your girlfriend stepping some cake on camera, man? It might change your life, man.
Get the hell out of here. I ain't put my fucking
I want you to put your feet in Jello and stuff like that.
You nut ass nigga. See, the fact that you can even think of that type of shit is a little
I'm gonna do the page. You know what I said?
Different.
You know I said anything up. I got it.
But you know, I seen you out here on the internet, and you be going through it. You know, you be having your issues, man. And I just want to tell you, you know, man, you getting too much money. You know, the stage you at right now, man. Anything that you can go through with any of these artists, man, that shit don't even matter in real life, because you winning. You already won the race. And even the niggas that I see you going through it with, you know, now I don't know how serious it is, but them niggas won the race. You know what I mean? So, you know, for two niggas that won the race to be having a disagreement, you know, in this world where rappers seem like they targeted, because this generation lose more rappers in a year than we lose in a decade. Mm-hmm. You feel Absolutely. What I'm saying? So, you know, I just want to tell you, be conscious of what you're doing, because you a real life businessman out here.
For sure.
You know what I mean? And you got 46 artists up under your belt. And if you just so happen to go down, or something happened to you, or, you know, you could fuck with a lot of people money, man.
Absolutely.
There's a lot of motherfuckers depend on you, and I respect you because I see you show a lot of motherfuckers love, man.
Show all around the world too.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I mean?
You got
And all
artists
the
all around
ghettos
the
all
world.
across the world, you showing niggas love. You hustling. You getting your money, and you know you showing motherfuckers that you ain't got to be on a big label
To be a millionaire.
to be a millionaire.
And that's what this is about.
You know what I mean? That's why you hear on $1 million worth of game, because I respect your hustle, man.
Thank you. I
We
appreciate
respect
that.
your hustle.
Yes, we do.
I appreciate
You know
that.
what I mean?
I appreciate
and we
that.
like, that nigga got something to say. You know what I'm saying? Because he's coming from a whole different perspective where he just got distribution and he relying on him for marketing, him and his team for funding, you know, to provide the content. And, you know, it's
Videos,
people
yeah.
out here that inspired to be that. And they needed to see in real time that, you know, you really making real money off this shit. Yeah, you might not make the money that Future make or Drake make, but, you know, you owning your shit.
And it's a marathon. It's not a race. You know what I'm saying?
And I don't know if they own their shit. They might own their shit
Some
too, but
people
I'm
do,
just
some people
saying
don't.
you own your shit. You know what I mean? So, you know,
But
keep
once-
going up, man. We salute you, man.
It's the point we coming to though.
But, you know,
And
I
I'ma
just
say
want to
this.
put that on your mind because,
Thank
you
you.
know,
I
a lot of
appreciate
young
that.
niggas out here is dying, man. You know, rest in peace to P&B Rock.
That's a piece of rock.
Yeah.
man.
Rest in peace
That
to
was
Rock,
our little
man.
bro,
That shit,
you know
that
what I
shit was
mean?
unfortunate and tragic.
And I'm gonna say this to you, man. Saul's Walker is a prime example of once you discover you and you find you, you're gonna be cool. You don't gotta be perfect. You don't gotta fit in the line with the status quo, what society say you gotta be,
Right.
in order to make that shit happen out here.
Right.
You just gotta find you. He found him.
Be yourself.
He found him and he stepped with it, you know, he stepped every day being himself, and he out here crushing on the business side of things. And everybody ain't gotta fuck with it for you to win. Stop thinking that everybody gonna rock with you, and if they not rocking with you, that don't mean they hating. It just might not be their thing. But he's a prime example of all you gotta do is figure you out and be you, and you can go to the top. You ain't gotta alter yourself for any crowd, for any audience. You could just be you, and that shit gonna go, and that's what he doing, man. So I salute you for that.
And
man.
I see what you're doing for Rizzo. I see what you're doing for a lot of artists, man.
Right.
You know what I mean? And to me, I always look at life like, you know, like a ladder, a process. The process of life is like a ladder. You know what I mean? And when you up here, you always supposed to reach down and pull somebody up.
Absolutely.
You feel what
Each
I'm saying?
one teach one.
Right. And the farther you go up the ladder, you pull somebody up further, and they all come up a step with you. So when you go down, eventually somebody comes up to the top, but you still connected to the top.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? You still connected to the top. And that's what life is about. And to me, life is not just about you getting up out the struggle, because God can bless you to get up out the struggle, but who did you help get up out the struggle after God helped you get out the struggle?
Absolutely. That's what it's
You
about.
feel what I'm saying? And I see you whip your phone out and you got 47, 6 artists, 36, however many.
Shout
is in
out to
that
the
phone.
whole TSL business, man. Shout out to the whole TSL business, man.
And you showing me one by one that all these
They all got paper.
niggas
They getting paper.
and all these Mexicans and even white kids. I see you. You
Yeah,
don't got
I got artists signed from every different
Right.
demographic of the world.
Right.
Puerto Rico.
You showing me that all of these kids that come from nothing, and even if they come from something, they got a dream. You helping them make money off of their dream,
Absolutely.
and it's not a greater gift in the world than a motherfucker that's making money off of something they love to do, man.
Absolutely.
It's not so I commend you for that shit, man. And I just want to tell you, brother, we love you, we respect
Love you, bro.
Thank you, brother.
and keep going up, man.
Thank you, brother.
Keep
Keep
doing
going.
your
That mean
up,
a lot
man.
to me, especially
Minus
right here.
all the dumb shit.
It come with it.
Yeah, but a lot of times it would just be our ego because of where we came from, and we stand on a certain ground. And I'm not saying that you can't check a nigga, because sometimes I gotta check niggas.
Right.
But
For sure.
it's never nothing to where as though I see you and I want to have no issues with you.
Right.
You know, it's just that sometimes, and nobody's too big to get checked. Checking
Right.
is just a form of correction.
For sure.
No, my
Absolutely.
nigga, I don't talk about you. My nigga, don't talk about me, my nigga.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? If you say
criticism.
some slick shit to me, my nigga, I'm gonna say
Say it
some
back.
slick shit to you, my nigga. So let's not go there. I don't want to harm you. I don't want to. You another man that's getting money, feeding your family. I don't want to take you from your family. I don't want you to attempt to take me from my family. But let's keep shit into perspective. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I mean? Keep going up, keep doing you, man, and keep winning, man.
Thank you, bro.
And we salute
We
you.
gonna salute you, bro.
Platinum
that, bro.
salute.
I appreciate that. And I just want to touch on the subject of what while I was saying earlier, like a lot of the people from the hood and from the ghettos that's come from backgrounds of violence and robbing or, you know what I'm saying, gangbanging, whatever. These people be having a lot of character.
Yes.
These people be really
Funny
funny.
as shit.
These people be really good people. These
Yeah.
people be people that if they grew up in different circumstances and they had different opportunities, they probably wouldn't be this monster or this person that you are in fear of because you don't understand the struggle and what they going through and what they come from. And I feel the same way about people. Even if I go through some with somebody, if it ain't no bloodshed on me and my people, no matter how bad of a death situation I went through with you, if ain't nobody on my end was no bloodshed, I don't got no beef. I don't got no problem with you. I look past it. My only problem is when some bloodshed is on something with family, because family is family and that's all we have. Yeah, I'm a person being a biological only child and growing up through the struggles that I grew up with, my mother being a dancer, a crack addict, struggling. My brothers and the people that I met in the streets growing up and the people that took me in and gave me love and gave me understanding and comfort or went with me through my struggles, these are my real brothers and they mean everything in the world to me.
Right.
So
Shout out to Big Bro over there too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Sure.
man.
shout out to
For sure.
Torn,
Thank you for
man.
having
Shout out
me,
to
for
the
sure.
GI Torn, man.
Shout
The
out to
whole
GI,
TSL
man.
business, man.
OG.
Sauce
Big
Miyagi,
Twan.
Saucewood winning, Sauce
know.
goddamn Gohan, Fifth Ward JP,
Sosa Man.
Peso, Sosa Man, Fifth Ward,
Shit, Sauce Hard.
J Reg, L Train, Drippy, everybody,
all my
Dope Boy
boys.
Sauce,
Shit, yo.
Sancho Saucy, my
Miss
Sauce
Megan.
Twin. You know what I'm saying? The whole
Yeah.
TSF business, man. You know
Yes,
what I'm
sir.
saying?
Okay,
We
look.
got artists in Japan, New England,
Mike
Puerto
Deasy.
Rico, Mike Fofo, Mike Deasy from Dallas. You know, we got artists from all around the world, man. Shout out to the whole TSF business.
Before we get out of here, let me just say this. You're out in California because you said it's a must that you talk about it.
Yeah, I ain't fucked up about it.
You know what I mean? You're out in California. Something go down. Unfortunately, somebody lost their life. You know, they try to rob you, right? Unfortunately, somebody lost their life. You know what I mean? But, you know, whoever's in that situation, when you got to protect yourself. So tell them, the young people out here, how important it is that when you travel into these other cities and even when you in your own city and, you know, you got a lot of jewelry on, you got a lot of expensive things on, how important it is to really be on point.
Well, to be aware is to be alive, for number one. And that's something that I learned very young. And I also learned that during cognitive intervention class when I was in the penitentiary. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be aware is to be alive. I just applied it in other spaces in life. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a person that everywhere I go and anywhere I'm at, no matter how many people that I'm around, even if I bring my whole crew with me, because majority of the time I'm always bringing a 15, 20, 30 people with me in any city that I'm at. And that's something that I also advise young kings, young hard-working hustlers, not just rappers, people that get money and travel around the world, and you like to display your trophies of hard, because it's also marketing and advertisement tools. It's not just stupidity and people wasting money. It's people that actually make money from walking to places, being presentable and representing themselves and businesses through jewelry. So with that being said, you have to keep your people around you, for number one, that really got your back and really got good intentions for you, that also have the same things in life that you have, that don't want to lose them, that's willing to put themselves at risk to keep the things that they worked hard for, just like you did. Because if we all got the same like minds, and we all trying to make sure that we go home than what we came with, for number one. Then for number two, you got to always be aware of your surroundings, and if you got got good people that you know in these different cities. It's nothing wrong with reaching out and communicating with your people. It's not checking in. It's about reaching out to your people that's your real people that you know in these different cities, state to state. And it's about a mutual love and respect that y'all share amongst each other. Not no money, not none of that. You my boy, when you in my city and you in my state, you in good graces. You with good faces and you in good graces. When I come to your city, when I come to your state, it's the same thing. It's same love. Unfortunately, I just so happened to be in a situation where I was doing some very, very professional industry stuff that it was a blessing for me to be in this facility and be amongst these people to doing this level of industry work, because I'm an independent artist. I don't always get these opportunities, and I do have a stigma and a persona on me where people look at me as a street cat or a rap villain or somebody that's gonna come with a lot of people that's not artists, that's maybe considered unprofessional because they don't have nothing to do with the industry, so they don't necessarily want these people around these surroundings when I'm doing certain level of business. So that was just one of those situations where, you know, I went with a smaller staff than I usually do, but I was still on point, and I, you know what I'm saying, I try to I hope to advise everybody else out there to not only pay attention, but just to learn from the experience and not always look for the mess in the message. You know what I'm saying? Look for the message and not look for the mess. Because in actuality, like, I was really, really, really trying to, because like how you said, the average artist that's in hip hop, they only want to look hard. They only want to look tough. They only want to look like they perfect and nothing can happen to them. And they can't be vulnerable, or it can't happen to you. I'm trying to speak on both sides of the field, for the man with the gun in his hand to the man on the other side of the gun. No matter how this situation can go out, either you can lose your life or lose your freedom, or this person can lose their life or lose their jury, or whatever is to come from this situation. When another black man pulls a gun on another black man for what he worked hard for, just think about what you putting at stake. And think about what's all at risk, even yourself. Because every time you do this, you at risk too. It's not always going to work out the way that they tell you it's going to play out in the hood. And that was really the message that I was trying to put out there, because the way it happened and the way it came to me, we wasn't sure who was the person that passed away, that lost their life. That's why I never said nothing disrespectful to the person that lost their life in the first place. It was just misinterpreted, because the internet always going to run and make a narrative with things. That's what they're going to do. And at the end of the day, I'm not a person that's going to continuously try to just, it's so many different points and arguments going on the internet. It's like, I'm one person, I can't argue with every single point, but I am going to try to use my platform and use my place to clear space and clear the hearts of the families and the sisters, to the people of that victim that was unfortunately lost his life in a situation that had nothing to do with him, but that he ended up getting involved in because of a failed robbery attempt on me. Right. You know what I'm saying? And that just point blank period. You know what I'm saying? And in life, if a man survives a fight with a bear, a tiger, a lion, a sword, a knife, a alligator, you're going to be prideful about surviving that encounter. Not only are you going to be prideful about surviving that encounter, you're going to try to give any knowledge or insight about what someone else should do if they ever are encountered with that, especially if you have a platform and you a rapper too, where you also know anything you do is going to be on the internet anyway. Yeah. So what people got to understand also about the situation, the only reason why I even went to the internet and spoke on it was because I was already getting the calls from the blog sites and the rappers in the town, like, yo, bro, we heard what happened. You got robbed. What happened, bro? You got robbed. Somebody robbed you. Blog site called it, hey, man, we trying to give you your chance to tell your story right now because we heard you got robbed. How I got robbed? I got all my fucking jewelry on. What are you talking about? But at the end of the day, what I'm finna go do 1,000 interviews and argue with 1,000 motherfuckers and make the point of fucking. I'm finna go use my platform and shut up all the naysay and all the bullshit talk before y'all, because I know what's finna happen tomorrow. I know what the blogs is gonna do when they find out about this shit that I was involved with it, period. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the record straight before it get into all of that other bullshit. But unfortunately, people misconstrued and took my words, because at the end of the day, there's not nothing that we can go into verbatim about in the beginning of the circumstance. Anyway, this is a brand new situation that we can't even go into full detail on. Right. So.
Well, I appreciate you for clearing that up, man. You know what I mean? I appreciate you for coming through the city.
For shit show, man. Spilling in Philly. You know what I'm saying? Neck real chilly, straight out of Texas, Benz and Rolexes. They gotta respect this. You see the necklace is 102. How we come through, Sauce Walka. Sue.
$1 million worth of game. Shout out to
Maserati J, man.
Make
Shout
sure
out to
y'all
you,
go
boy,
get that
man.
motherfucker Saul's Beach too.
Yeah, South Beach, Florida. My new album I just dropped, man. Ghetto Gospel 3 coming out. I'm finna go to New York in a couple of months. I'm going to go, not in a couple months, a couple of weeks, excuse me. To drop New South City 2. I drop a New York album every time I go to New York, so I'm finna do that on some classic hip hop beats, like what you heard earlier with me and Danger. Shout out to Danger, the producer, Danger. Shout out to all my artists around the world. My artists is in Japan. My artists is in Puerto Rico, Dominican Republic. I love all y'all, the whole TSL family. We started this shit from nothing. I got a full roster of artists that's gonna be superstars, mega stars, or whatever stars they're gonna be. They're never gonna be broke. That's one thing about it. They're never gonna be broke, and that's what matters. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And understand this too. Like I always try to tell people, even for the labels that plan to do business with me in the future, whether I do business with somebody and I give them a catalog or not, what you have to understand is about with me keeping this catalog and steady building it, in 2 to 3 to 4 years, that $200,000 a month is going to be $1 million a month.
For sure.
Even if it's the same amount of albums, the same albums doing the same amount of streams that they've been doing, but you adding a multitude of more albums on top of it. You can't stop the number at the end.
Right.
So the growth is always going to be there. So what happens? So what artists got to realize is that in the next 10 to 20 year span, are you gonna be still making that $300,000, $400,000, $500,000 to $1 million a month that you was making when you was the hottest artist in America? Right. But me, I'm still gonna be making my Netflix check from this catalog of 500 albums from 10, 20 years ago.
Shout out to Cat Williams. Shout out free shout out to Cat Williams, man. So he's
we was this is Cat Williams bag over here. You know what I'm saying? We trying to be the next independent distribution company around there. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the people that's helped me do what I do. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't do what I do without my label. I mean, without my label TSL that I started together, me, Sosa Man, Sancho Saucy, Maserati J, and without my distribution companies that I work with. Shout out to Create Music Group. Shout out to Gazi. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to United Masters, all of these shows around the world, man. I plan on doing business with all y'all, man. I want to meet everybody.
That's what I'm talking about.
Shout out to my nigga GR for making this happen.
Oh,
and it's just like that.
Right.